Wow.
She's Ilma. Hello.
Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you. Oh my God. Because William and I got engaged on top of Mont Blanc, and then we got married at a marathon finish line, it was only fitting that we did something big for our honeymoon. Welcome to our honeymoon. We just landed in Quito, Ecuador, which is at 9,000 feet. Currently in our hostel where no magic is happening as William is sleeping off his jet lag. We're at 9,000 feet right now, and in the next 2 weeks we're gonna acclimate and hopefully summit Chimborazo, which is at 20,000 feet. Pretty substantial, and we're pretty nervous, but we're gonna try and have fun. Cheers. Ecuador is incredible. Amazing food, people, music. And it's located in the Andes, so there's tons of outdoor activities. We drove from Quito to Laguna de Quilotoa and did an acclimatization hike around a volcano crater lake. This was the perfect way to start our training for the bigger mountains. Yama yama in pajama. We slept at 12,000 feet at this really cute hotel. A lot of planning goes into these trips, and that's why it's important to have a guide. A guide will figure out food, shelter, and the training plan necessary for a successful summit. Fabian, our guide, he did it all for us. We pretty much just signed the papers, signed our life away. Here you go, Fabian, we're all yours. And then he took us on this beautiful journey. After Laguna de Quilotoa, we drove to Los Ilinizas National Park. And then we had a 3-hour hike to the refuge with all of our gear. Heavy pack day. Check out these packs. These guns. Refuges are great. It's a place where you can rest, recharge, sleep if you can, reorganize your gear. But most important, refuges stage you closer to the summit. So the next day, you have a much shorter hike and you can climb with fresher legs. So we're gonna sleep tonight at 15,500 feet, and tomorrow we're gonna summit a peak up there that you can't even see, and it's at 16,500.
Mama, do you want to say anything?
It's my honeymoon and we're having fun.
And here we have a dead step. We call dead step. Okay, we're gonna put rope here.
Yeah.
Okay, from here to the summit, everything with rope.
This hike was much more technical. It was a class 4 climb, which required more sophisticated gear, such as a harness, rope, crampons, and a helmet to protect you from rockfall.
Do you see the refuge?
Yeah. I dreamed about this moment last night.
Yeah.
Actually, I had dreams about the moment, like down right before the fall summit, before we roped down.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I just gotta get there. If I get there, we're good.
Ooh, our altitude.
5,000. 139, no? But actually it's 26.
It's pretty good.
After Los Elenizas, we drove back to Quito, and then we drove to Cayambe.
He has 5 summits.
5 summits?
He has.
No way.
Yes.
At Cayambe Refuge, we spent 2 nights sleeping at 15,000 feet. And while we're acclimating, we spent the 2 days training and learning basic mountaineering skills, such as Kara self-rescue.
Vamos, Emma. Arriba.
No, first you have to panic.
So the French one, short steps. Boom, boom. And again. Short step again. See? Got it?
Understanding snow and conditions is vital to survival.
This part of the wall and that part of the wall is solid,
Yeah.
you know. And now you have like a 50 centimeters of ice, you know. So 50 centimeters is enough. Is enough safe, okay? You know, the perfect place for avalanche is this ramp. The next ramp, maybe you could not see it, but it's from actually 26, from 26, 28 degrees to 40, you know? So that's the perfect inclination for avalanche. And now we have the perfect condition of the snow for avalanche also. It's humid,
Yeah.
you know. That's why we won't continue. Yeah, some parts there, some parts not so much, but you can see a lot of broke seracs.
Yeah, over here.
Here, there, look at that. It's not a safe glacier, you know.
No.
This is the peak, Cayambe, that we're gonna attempt tomorrow. This is the glacier, and it ends right there. But just 10 years ago, it continued on down to about here. So throughout the years, the glacier has receded. Yeah. I'm learning a lot of things. For Cayambe summit, we woke up at 11 p.m. to start climbing at midnight. It was pitch dark and it was so cold. And the worst part was the 30-mile-per-hour winds. I wanted to quit every minute of the 7-hour climb uphill.
You know, so there's Quito, and in the right you have the Cayambe shadow.
We came really close to quitting and turning around because it was so windy and it was dangerous. But finally was summited. At the peak, it was unbearable. It was 40-mile-per-hour winds, and I have never been more cold. In mountaineering, summits are short-lived. The climb down the mountain is actually the most dangerous part of mountaineering. You've been awake for a while and you're fatigued and your legs are tired. There's a high risk of you tripping and falling. Beach weather. Mountaineering is like such an art.
If you someday you have like problems of altitude, or maybe stomachache, you boil water, put
Make a tea.
a tea, a flower, and mix. Put inside 2 minutes, and you drink the water. And it's gonna help you.
It's good.
And what's amazing is hot tea. So hot tea does 3 things for you. It hydrates you, It keeps you warm and it boosts your morale. So it's amazing. So tea kind of brought me back to life. When you're mountaineering and you're living in a hut where there's like no plumbing and no power, you kind of, your main priority is just to hydrate, eat, and stay warm. So you end up wearing the same set of clothes. You don't shower, you know.
You can,
King size.
king size, yeah.
No more wall, no wall.
Folks line up their pee bottles, ready for use. This is the inside of my sleeping bag. I have all my layers for tomorrow in my sleeping bag. So when I wake up, I can have warm layers. I also have my water in here to keep it warm. But yeah, I love this stuff so much. I just love the community. It's so cool. After Cayambe, we returned to Quito and spent a day recharging. And then we drove up to Chimborazo Refuge. On the drive up, William wasn't feeling well. He had a headache, he was fatigued, and mainly it was his stomach that wasn't cooperating with him at all. I was relieved that William wasn't feeling well. I was totally okay just doing typical touristy things, taking pictures, and enjoying the rest of my honeymoon. But no, William and Fabian decided that I must proceed, that I must attempt the summit anyways.
Looks pretty nice.
On that day, everything lined up perfectly. The winds calmed down and the weather was cooperating for the most part. That evening, we had our Thanksgiving supper, went to bed at 7 p.m., napped for a few hours, and got up at 10 p.m. to start summiting at 11 p.m. Fabian the model. So it was just me and Fabian now. About a few hours in, I was so frustrated with myself. Why did I not stay back? I'd rather be in a warm bed. Another hour later, we got to this really cool vertical wall where I got to utilize mixed climbing skills, meaning using ice climbing tools on a rock wall. And at that point, I just remember being so in love with this hobby, with this sport, with mountaineering. At times, I was nervous, I was scared, I was intimidated, and I was very uncomfortable. But at the same time, I was very focused. I was in tune with myself, my body, and the outdoors. I just kept telling myself, trust your training. You did the proper training. Now just trust it. That gave me confidence. It got really steep, and the altitude was really getting to me. I had a headache, tunnel vision, and my footing got really sloppy. We did it. I freaking did it. 20,564 feet by foot. Poco a Poco. What I learned on this trip is to take your training seriously and to respect Mother Nature. Fear is good. Fear is good as long as it's not paralyzing you and as long as you understand the risk that you're taking. Mountaineering makes us feel alive. This is our passion. And overall for us, succeed or not, we both grew from this experience. And what a better way to start our marriage? We are ready to tackle the next challenge. I feel like I look like Fabian right now. Look at that hair. We're twins. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody shots. Woo! Nice yours.